Dust storms may seem like relics of history, associated mainly with the Dust Bowl of the 1930s. But for Colorado and much of the western United States, they are an escalating environmental crisis, one that remains largely overlooked. As climate change intensifies, soil degradation worsens, and drought conditions persist, the frequency and severity of dust storms are increasing, creating hazardous conditions for public health, agriculture, infrastructure, and the economy. While many people may be familiar with Colorado's snow-covered mountains and scenic landscapes, few realize that portions of the state, particularly the eastern plains, are increasingly vulnerable to desertification and extreme dust events. Dust storms are not just an inconvenience, they are a hidden disaster capable of causing long-term damage to the environment and human health. This article delves deep into the causes, impacts, and looming dangers of Colorado's growing dust storm crisis, exploring how it threatens communities, landscapes, and livelihoods, while offering insights into potential solutions that could mitigate this hidden catastrophe. Why Colorado's dust storms are getting worse. Colorado's dust storms may not receive as much media attention as hurricanes or earthquakes, but they are rapidly increasing in frequency and intensity. Historically, dust storms occurred during exceptionally dry periods, but today they are becoming a regular occurrence due to climate change, land mismanagement, and prolonged droughts. The role of climate change. The western United States, including Colorado, is experiencing prolonged drought cycles, higher temperatures, and declining precipitation levels, conditions that dry out the soil and make it more susceptible to erosion. Rising temperatures accelerate evaporation, leading to drier conditions. Reduced snowfall means less moisture reaches lower elevations, affecting groundwater levels and soil stability. Wind patterns are shifting, creating stronger gusts capable of lifting loose dust into the air and carrying it for miles. Soil degradation and overuse. Colorado's eastern plains, once fertile agricultural land, is now struggling with topsoil loss due to extensive farming, overgrazing, and land mismanagement. Without vegetation to anchor the soil, strong winds easily lift dust into the atmosphere, creating large dust clouds that reduce visibility, damage crops, and jeopardize long-term land fertility. Increased wildfires and burn scar areas. Wildfires, which have become more frequent and severe across Colorado due to drought conditions, strip away vegetation, leaving behind exposed soil and ash-covered landscapes. Without plant life to stabilize the ground, burn scar areas become prime locations for dust storms to originate, especially when high winds sweep across these barren lands. The impact of dust storms on Colorado's health, economy, and environment. Dust storms in Colorado are not just inconvenient weather events. They are hazardous environmental disasters that affect public health, infrastructure, and daily life. The consequences of these storms extend far beyond reduced visibility on highways. They create long-term problems that Colorado communities must confront. Health hazards. Dust storms generate fine particulate matter, PM10 and PM2.5. Microscopic particles small enough to penetrate the lungs and bloodstream, leading to severe health risks. Respiratory conditions. Dust inhalation exacerbates asthma, bronchitis, and other lung diseases. Cardiovascular risks. Fine particles increase the likelihood of heart attacks and strokes, particularly for the elderly. Eye irritation and allergies. Dust storms carry sand, debris, and pollutants, causing severe eye irritation, skin issues, and allergic reactions. Hospitals and clinics in Colorado's dust-prone areas are reporting higher cases of respiratory distress, highlighting the growing public health concern caused by frequent dust storms. Transportation and infrastructure challenges. Colorado's major highways, including Interstate 70 and US Highway 287, often experience sudden dust storms that reduce visibility to near zero, causing major traffic accidents. Dust storms create dangerous driving conditions, leading to fatal pileups due to poor visibility. They erode road surfaces and damage vehicle engines and filters. Railways, airports, and power lines are negatively impacted, increasing maintenance costs and causing disruptions. Agricultural devastation. Colorado's farming community is one of the hardest hit by dust storms. Loss of topsoil significantly reduces crop yields, making it harder for farmers to maintain productivity. Dust storms can contaminate water supplies, depositing sediment and chemicals into rivers and reservoirs. Livestock suffer from respiratory issues, and grazing lands become less viable due to soil degradation. If dust storms continue to worsen, the economic fallout will be severe, with declining agricultural output and increased food prices nationwide. What lies ahead? The looming disaster. Colorado's dust storms are intensifying, and unless action is taken, the state could face a crisis similar to the Dust Bowl era. Desertification threatens vast portions of eastern Colorado. Reduced snowfall and increased temperatures will further worsen drought conditions. Air quality will continue to deteriorate, creating widespread health challenges. Some experts warn that Colorado could experience dust storms rivaling those seen in Arizona and New Mexico, where thick dust clouds engulf entire cities and force people indoors for extended periods. Solutions: what can be done to mitigate dust storms? Colorado can take proactive steps to combat dust storms before they spiral into a full-fledged disaster. Improving land management, reforestation, and vegetation restoration programs can stabilize soil. Sustainable farming techniques, such as cover crops and rotational grazing, can reduce topsoil loss. Government incentives for soil conservation could encourage farmers to adopt better practices. Enhancing early warning systems. Real-time dust storm alerts could help communities prepare before a storm hits. Better forecasting tools could allow farmers, drivers, and residents to take necessary precautions. Strengthening public health initiatives. Hospitals should prepare for increased respiratory illnesses during peak dust storm seasons. Schools, workplaces, and public spaces should implement air filtration systems for protection. Addressing climate change. Reducing greenhouse gas emissions could help slow rising temperatures, preventing further soil degradation. Sustainable water management can preserve Colorado's natural ecosystems that help prevent desertification. Conclusion: will Colorado act before it's too late? Dust storms in Colorado are no longer a rare phenomenon. They are becoming a dangerous and persistent environmental hazard. Without immediate action, the state could face a future where dust storms cause widespread devastation, affecting public health, agriculture, and infrastructure for generations. The time to act is now. By addressing climate change, improving soil conservation, and strengthening disaster preparedness, Colorado can prevent a repeat of history and ensure that its landscapes remain productive, livable, and protected. Colorado's dust storms are a hidden disaster looming ahead, but with awareness, preparation, and action, the state can combat this growing crisis before it's too late.